You're listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast with your hosts, Emily
and Jason. Emily, you're back!
I'm here.
And we have a special guest today.
She wasn't used to your yelling.
Did she just wake up?
Yeah, she's back, though. She's back asleep.
Okay.
I'm wearing our baby in a carrier, which is kind of odd to be wearing sitting down. So that's why if you're watching the video, I'm just going to be like rocking back and forth. And if it affects the audio, sorry.
I might have a sympathy rock, too. I mean, I've been walking like this for the past 3 weeks. So when I carry her. As if
you've been holding her for the whole time.
I do hold her.
But let's be honest, for the past 3 weeks.
Okay.
Well, for 1 week, I was in bed with her, holding her basically all the time. But beyond that, yes, you do hold her for 30 minutes here and there.
Thanks for that. All right. Glad you're back. Actually, this is just going to be another solo episode. She's done.
I'll see myself out.
She's out. All right. How you doing, Emily? It's been 3 weeks since we've had the baby, and she is doing well. And maybe not ready for the volume that's going on in this room right now. I gotta not do my yelling.
Can do it. It's okay. I want her to adjust. I want her to be able to handle like loud noises and stuff. But I keep finding myself being like shh, shh, shh,
yeah,
to everyone, to the boys. I'm like, guys, be quiet.
And just so you know, for those of you watching who are concerned about it, the microphone is low EMF.
Yeah,
there's like no EMF.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like none.
I mean, we're just here for 45 minutes, so yeah, it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, well, it's really good for you to be back. You are my other half on this show, and I did a solo episode last week, and it was to mixed reviews, honestly.
I listened to it. I actually made notes that I left downstairs that I'm not gonna go get, but you were wrong about some stuff.
I've got the notes pretty much here. I already know. We got to go over a few things. To a few corrections from my solo episode. I knew the following episode after my solo episode was going to be, you know how back in, the day when people used newspapers, when they read newspapers, in an edition later in the week, you'd always see corrections, and they would at the top of the one of the pages. It's like, well, in last week's article about the mayor when we said he had a wig and he doesn't actually have a wig. It's just like we've got some corrections this week. You had some issues with the solo episode. You said you liked it.
Not too many issues. I liked it. It wasn't as funny.
Whoa.
Which is...
Whoa.
You're the funny one, so it didn't make sense.
No, you're the funny one.
No, you're the funny one.
We're the funny one.
No, you're the funny one. And so I was like, oh, here we go. Gonna laugh. And then you were just kind of sad, especially when it came to the boy.
We'll get to that. That's... Come on.
Well, let's just get to that. Like, this kid calls in asking you for a funny story, and then you just tell him.
Did he ask for a funny story or just a story?
No, he said, tell me a funny thing that happened to you at 10 years old.
It's
and
funny.
You're like, I fell asleep crying under my bed alone because my parents abandoned me for that year of my life. Like, okay, way to be a downer, Jason.
Yeah.
And then you're like, go play a board game. Like, what? What is going on? That just felt really...
okay.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just trying to relate. Okay, he's 10 years old. I was 10 years old, and that's what sometimes, kid, somebody has a different life than you, and when they have a downer story to tell you, well, it shows you how to appreciate what you got. Appreciate what you got, kid.
All right, Prison Mike.
Prison Mike. Listen, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I'm not traumatized from it. I was just
You seem
alone.
a little traumatized.
People said I was trauma dumping on this 10-year-old. I'm like, no, I wasn't.
People
I was
said
telling
that?
him a funny story. Yes. I was telling him.
I wasn't alone. I was listening to this, and I'm like, this doesn't quite feel right.
Somebody said,
we probably lost a listener there.
Well, at least a 10-year-old listener. He's like, I'm out. Sorry. Do I need to apologize?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, and you
Like, formally
okay, I was like,
apologize?
oh good, he's apologizing. But then you asking if you need to apologize now negates your apology.
Do
So-
I actually need to apologize for telling a story about my life at 10 years old?
Okay,
It wasn't a
didn't-
funny year.
He didn't ask
It wasn't
for
a funny
sadness.
year.
He said, what's something funny?
And I gave him something real, something tangible.
I'm sorry.
I ran into a tree trunk with my head.
I should have thought of a funny story for me.
Do you have a funny story at 10? Were you abandoned for your 10th year of life?
No, I wasn't, but I'm also trying to think. So that was, I do have a funny story.
From 10?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should have asked Emily, not me.
Okay. I mean,
didn't
it's
have
kind
a
of like
funny
a
life.
gross story.
Oh, come on. Nobody wants a gross story. People listen to this at breakfast.
It's not that gross.
Okay.
Okay, so my little brother, there's a 9-year difference between me and my brother that's closest to me, the younger one. And he he had one of those bouncer things. And I guess I was watching him while my mom made dinner or something. I don't know. Anyway, he loved to watch Teletubbies. And he was in that bouncer, and I had him propped up in front of the TV watching Teletubbies. And
Sounds about like my babyhood.
yeah,
Bottle propped in the corner.
we were sitting there, and then all of a
Abandoned
sudden,
at 10.
I see this mouse walking very slowly, which is rare for a mouse.
Yeah, that is
Like,
disgusting.
it was walking so slowly towards us in the living room. And we didn't really have mice a lot, so it was like rare. People get
Yeah.
a mouse once or twice a year,
Yeah, I
whatever.
mean,
So
that's
that's just what it is. Anyway, I got up and screamed and ran out and left him watching Teletubbies, and he didn't know what was going on. So I like ran and told my mom, and she's like freaking out that I left the baby in there. So she made me go back
Naturally.
and get him,
Yes.
which was like horrifying to go face this.
Wait, she didn't go in and get...
No, I think she was getting something to deal with the mouse.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So then she got a broom, and she was like sweeping the mouse towards the door, trying to get it out because it was so slow. It was weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think we all know what's happening to that mouse right now.
So she got it towards the door, and she just hit it like it was a hockey puck.
Yeah.
And it flew through the air and landed on the concrete and burst open. It was disgusting. Like,
Yeah. Wait, so it wasn't poisoned? It was worms?
it was some kind of parasite or something.
Oh, yuck.
But it bust open. And
That's
is that funny or is that
disgusting.
gross? It was kind of funny.
That's disgusting.
But yeah. I mean, it's funny to me that I abandoned my little brother.
That is
He
funny.
was you
I-
under
yeah.
the bed.
He just got abandoned at 1 year.
Okay, but I was so
Versus
obsessed with my
year
little
10.
brother that I like
Not
forced him-
obsessed enough to save him from a parasitic mouse.
Yeah.
That's,
I was always working with him on walking and stuff, and he was a super early walker walking around, like basically running.
You know what
9
they say
months
about
old.
early
And then
walkers?
now I find out, like, well, crawling is actually really good. Early walking's not always the best.
I skipped the natural progression of life. I just went straight to solo entrepreneur at 9 months old.
But anyway, that was my story that I could think of in 3 seconds without any preparation.
Yeah, and it was gross, and nobody wants breakfast now. Thank you. At least mine, people could eat through it. In fact, they probably ate a little more because they were a little depressed.
Well-
I'll just have that second piece of quiche, I guess, for Jason.
So here's another story that is kind of funny.
Really?
When I was
From
about
10?
that age, yeah. My dad left the Catholic Church, so that's another thing.
What? Did I get that wrong?
Well, I was technically old enough to decide to stay.
How old
I was,
were you?
I was a freshman in.
I wasn't old enough to just choose where I went to church when I was a freshman. I mean, some
I
parents
think
are a
my
little
parents
loose
would
about
have
it.
let me.
Really? No, my dad
My
would have been
brother
like, no,
stayed.
you're going to our church.
Yeah,
And you will wear a tie.
maybe I was in 8th grade.
He didn't say that.
I
He
was
didn't
in
make
8th
me
grade.
wear a tie.
Yeah.
I was just joking.
Okay, anyway, so my dad was going to this Baptist church, and he was the only white guy there. and it was kind of a weird choice, but
I mean, it's like every other church in non-black church. It's like there's the one black guy there.
Yeah.
I wonder now he got it to feel like what that feels like.
We eventually went there, but then my mom didn't think it was a good fit, not because of the racial differences, just because
the
it was
style
very
of preaching
different than the Catholic Church.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. So a Protestant black church and a very formal white Catholic church is going to be a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a difference.
It was a big
There's
jump.
a cultural difference there, I'm sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so my dad left first, and he was going to this predominantly black Baptist church.
Yeah.
And one day, I was home alone, but I wasn't terrified or anything yet. Some of his buddies from the church pull up in a van. I'm guessing now it's the church van, but I'm a 10-year-old.
I will say, though, okay, plenty of church vans, white, black, whatever,
They're sketch.
Most church vans, especially smaller churches.
In the 90s.
In the 90s, especially, every van was sketch.
Yeah.
There was not a nice church van unless it was a big church.
Right.
So just keep that in mind. Sketchy van comes up to your house.
Yeah, I'm alone.
You're alone.
It's at dusk.
It's at dusk.
3 big, muscly black guys hop out. I'm like, well,
which is uncommon
in my neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was uncommon.
It was just, it just doesn't happen. This is not a racist thing to say, but when you're a 10-year-old girl home alone, and it starts with a van.
It started with the van.
It starts with a van.
So they come up to the door.
Yeah.
And they're like banging on it.
Yes.
We know you're in there.
That also is sketch. We know you're in there. They're talking to your dad. They think your dad's home.
Right.
And he's not.
Right.
It's a young girl.
They probably saw me in the window or something. I don't know. They're like joking around.
Yeah.
They're like banging the handle, like, we're going to get in there. We know you're in there. And then I hear like a card slipping in the door.
To like unlock it.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
But they're just leaving him a card like, hey, make sure you come to Wednesday night Bible study.
I'm just going to say, listen. Kentucky is just north enough. I'm not being racist here. I'm just saying it's just north enough to maybe get away with that type of thing. You go any more south, it's a different scenario. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just saying that's a little scary.
I was terrified for my life. I didn't know what
I'm
to do.
I'm surprised that they would do that.
They're at my dad's house. It's their buddy, so they're not like expecting anything.
Okay.
And it's not like we lived in like a super nice part of town. We just lived in a regular neighborhood, but it was mostly white people in that neighborhood.
Sure.
But it was like regular houses.
I'm just going to say
a lot of small houses built in the 50s.
I want to clarify, even now, like even if it were a group of white guys, okay? I just want to clarify this. It would be terrifying. I would also, at this point right now, white or black, I'm meeting those people at the door if I don't know them, with a gun.
Yeah, but nobody was home. It was me.
I'm telling you that I'm talking about how the situation is terrifying.
I think my brother had a girlfriend or something, and my parents went to meet her. I can't remember exactly why I was left there. But so our front door had windows.
Yeah.
But they were kind of up high, and I was worried if I walked away from the door. I was at the door and just like hiding as close to the door as I could, but they're right there. And I was freaking out. I thought, this is it. This is the end for me. They're coming in, especially with a card.
And you had no context.
No.
You had zero context for this.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, then when they left and drove away, I opened it and I saw the card and I was like,
oh, That's how they do their outreach ministry. Okay.
They were just a bunch of guys being silly.
Why were they wearing masks? I don't understand.
They weren't.
So, yeah, okay.
So I can keep coming up with stories.
Why were they holding guns? It was come to our church or else. No, I've met some.
That feels more like a white church kind of
No,
thing,
I was
Jason.
going to say I've met some Jehovah's Witnesses like that before. No, I'm kidding. You are not one of the 144,000. But, sorry.
Getting back at this, huh?
I got to figure out where I need to make some edits in that story. None. No edits.
Okay.
None edits. We're not doing. We're just going for it and see how canceled we get.
What else were you wrong about?
Okay.
Things we intentionally do. Jason has
No,
beef with
no, it's not things we intentionally do. It's the question was, and this is a debate. Okay, we started this debate. I'm like, no, let's have this out on air. Okay, things that we do that's non-negotiable. I said, here's my answer. My answer was,
we don't really
the
do
things that,
anything.
No, that's not what I said. The things that we do aren't necessarily non-negotiable. The things that we do most of the time are up for debate. The things that we don't do
That's not what you said.
Hold on. We do have non-negotiables for the things we don't do.
That's not what you said.
We don't have red food dye.
Okay,
we don't
you
have
did say
food
that.
colors. We don't have artificial fragrances. We don't. There's a lot of things. We have a hard line that we don't do. What are the things that we actively do that's a non-negotiable?
What about our circadian bulbs, Jason? What about our
non-negotiable?
circadian
I'll
light
throw on
bulbs?
an LED light anytime I want to. We have a couple of lamps in the house that are LEDs, and I'll turn them on when I want. That's not a non-negotiable.
Okay. What about we avoid?
That's a not do.
No, but we are avoiding
Okay, well,
screens
Okay.
for our boys.
That's what we can do. No.
They don't get screens in
Well,
the week.
okay, that's a non-negotiable for the things we don't do.
But you didn't really phrase it like that. Then
No, because she was
think
asking,
that
what are your
is-
non-negotiables for the things you do, like red light therapy or
okay, like
whatever?
treating illness from home. We do that. That's a non-negotiable to me that
First,
we are
as
going
a first
to.
step, unless it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah. Because to me, that's not a non-negotiable. Because it's not a.
It's a case by case.
It's a case by case basis because you don't know what's going to happen if if your kid lops a finger off. Well, we're not going to try to glue it at home first. I'll put it on crooked, doctor. I'm sorry. I was trying to take care of it at home. We tried homeopathy first, but our iridologist said, just knock it on there. It'll be fine. So, yeah, that's negotiable. What's a non-negotiable that we actively do? I say we go on walks as much as we can. It's not a non-negotiable. It's 97 degrees outside. I'm not going on a walk today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't
Eating
think I got it
whole
wrong.
foods.
Yeah.
Like buying the highest quality food that we can at the time that we're able.
Well, there you go. There's our non-negotiable. Anytime we're able, we buy the highest quality food. I think that's pretty much anybody.
No, I don't think so because people are buying.
Yeah, okay, that's a conscious
Twinkies.
decision.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Well, they buy the highest quality Twinkies they can afford.
Maybe.
On brand Twinkies from my memory because it's
I've
been
never
years.
had an off-brand Twinkie. Is that a
Oh, yeah.
thing?
Oh, there's off-brand everything.
They have off-brand Twinkies.
They have off-brand everything. They have off-brand Kool-Aid. They have off-brand
Yeah, I know they have off-brand Kool-Aid.
Debbie
It's,
cakes. They have
what is
off-brand
the off-brand
oatmeal cream
Kool-Aid?
pies. I don't know.
They don't have off-brand oatmeal cream pies.
Surely they do.
I don't think so. I think it's like an oatmeal cream pie is an oatmeal cream
I'm just
pie.
going to say an oatmeal cream pie is bomb.
Jason
You haven't made a
loves-
90s snack version of that. I would love that. How do you make it soft? Like how do you
More
get
butter?
Well, how do you get between cookie and cake? Because that's what it is. It's between cookie and cake. It's like the softest cookie you can make,
Mhm.
but not cake.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I think it's probably more
It's all the xanthan
more
gum,
butter
isn't
and
it?
sugar. More butter and sugar.
More gum.
I'm doing it. I'm gonna try.
I'm excited to try. I'm keto. But,
Yeah, so never mind. I'm not.
I'll try at Christmas.
Okay.
We should have it at Christmas.
Yeah.
All right. I think I was okay on the non-negotiable thing. Pretty much.
I had some stuff written down, but
The hard line
down
things
there.
are the things we don't do. Really. The things
But
we
that's what we're doing.
But that's not what she asked.
Yeah, I mean, we're not like, it's a
like,
non-negotiable that we have to do red light therapy.
That's kind of what she was saying.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in like the sense of biohacking,
Yeah.
we kind of stink. We're just like...
I mean, we just try to live as healthy as possible.
Yeah.
That's our non-negotiable. Live as healthy as possible. Which, not really, because I don't work out hardly at all, and I need to. It's a negotiable.
That is working out. Walking is like one of the best things for you.
Yeah.
Also, I heard that grip strength recently. I was bragging on you at Forest Friends.
Oh.
Well, talking about your ability to pull ticks off, even the
That's not grip strength.
Well, I don't know. If you can grab such a tiny tick with your fingers and pull it.
That's precision grip.
Okay. Well, then someone was like, grip strength is tied to longevity. And I was like, well, he would live a really long time if he didn't have cystic kidneys.
If I wasn't bottle propped.
Right.
And if I had been breastfed.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I would be like 100 by now.
You would be 100 by now?
Yeah.
That's how that works?
All right. Well, I think other than that, which
I don't know.
turned out to be nothing.
TBD, next week, I'll actually bring my notebook up, but I'm not getting up and going downstairs right now. Sorry.
You have a sleeping baby on your bosom.
I know. And
Why would you do that? I think it was good. I don't think there was anything. I mean, to all the 10-year-olds out there, sorry, I guess. I mean, that's life. You're going to run into all kinds of stories.
Oaks talking to you, and you're like, and he's like, hey, Dad, tell me a funny story from when you were a kid. And then you tell him the most traumatic, sad story ever.
The most traumatic. I was just abandoned. Not even. My parents came back every night.
All right. Well, I've never heard the term trauma dumping.
Yeah, I hadn't either. So apparently that's what I was doing. Just taking a big old dump of trauma. So, all right. Let's talk about this little bundle of joy wrapped up in your little sachet.
I'm kind of
love.
terrified to be wearing this right now because I feel like people are going to judge me and
What's
be like,
wrong
that's
with it?
not how you're supposed to wear it.
There's
like people just critique you.
I
You
have
just
a
like have to be wrong.
I have a question about that.
I can kiss her head.
Is the baby asleep?
She's asleep.
Is she
she's
breathing fine?
Yeah, and her legs are in the
Sides.
Is it an M? I thought it was a W position, but
it's kind of a W. Or no, M. Yeah. Well, okay.
Well, it's in
an
the safe.
upside
it's the right
down
position.
W.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So last week in my solo episode, which was highly rated, by the way, I kind of brought up this idea that we would talk about this in today's episode, that I and you came to the realization that we are incredibly angry at the medical system, a renewed anger. We already don't like the medical system a lot anyway because of just how things have
but we give them
gone.
grace a lot. We're like, but it's really,
but the hospital's
good.
It can do things to help. Nope.
It does.
Nope.
It does.
We're done.
Well, what about your kidneys?
No. I'm going to give myself a transplant after this.
Who's giving you? I'm not letting
With
you
a
take
pig?
mine. Okay.
We have a great pasture raised pig farm down the road.
I don't think it works like that.
I can go to Mayfield, get myself a pig kidney, and I'll just keep trading them out.
All right.
Every month.
Wow, that's a lot. That would be a lot, Jason.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to remove your kidneys, so you're just going to leave all those pig kidneys.
Well,
in
it's
there
better than the medical system. After all this, okay. So I think we should start by first talking about Well, if it should start with
Recap on my births.
well, I was gonna say with an asterisk. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. Obviously,
This is not medical advice. We
This
are
is
not
not
doctors.
right.
We don't know anything.
all that kind of stuff. We're
Also-
dumb. Don't listen to us.
Yeah.
We don't know anything. But
Also, if you're like a high risk pregnancy, then
and your experience is different than our experience. However, we want to point out a major flaw in our experience for the last 2 babies and how this baby shined a light on how I think you were taken advantage of.
I don't
And
know if I was taking advantage.
no, in
of,
order for the medical system to just do what it wants to do rather than what is best for you.
right.
And so for its
The
own
assembly
convenience,
line
the assembly line
type.
of the medical system. So that is kind of the highlight here that we're going to talk about, that I think particularly in pre-birth, birth, post-birth, the medical system is treating women
It's
as
prenatal and postpartum. Just for the correct terminology.
I think that in terms of prenatal and postnatal, a bunch of natal, and the medical system is treating women like an assembly line. And I understand they have to get people through. They have to do. I say they have to. They don't have to do it this way, but
There is a better way. There has to be a better way, even on such a large scale. There has to be. But
there is a better
just
way.
a recap on my previous births. I was just in the system. So I went to an OB, regular OB. I was naturally minded, but not crunchy, but just like, yeah, I would like to have a birth without an epidural. That was my goal. I was going to do it in the hospital, whatever. Didn't even really consider an alternative until my second one. And there were some weird legality issues in Kentucky at the time. Home birthing is only recently legal.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, there were, I guess, legal. There's
a lot of restrictions.
Yeah, there were a lot of
around it.
restrictions. Yeah. Anyway, so just like going to a regular OB, 2 different OBs for my 2 different older boys, and they both were basically the same. When they do something, this is just so different. They never made me feel like it was an option. It was like, and now we're doing this, and this is what we're going to do. Not like, would you like to pee in a cup every time?
Yeah.
It never felt like an option. It's just like, this is what you do. This
pee in
is
a
the
cup.
standard. Yeah.
Gotta strip your membranes.
Yes, and I feel like that's sort of one place that it definitely started was just cervical checks. Pretty early on, just maybe at 30 weeks, they just start messing around in there, and then
without even asking politely.
Well, they're not asking politely. They're just like, and now we're going to do a cervical check. Not, would you like a cervical check? You know? So I feel like even just changing the terminology would be really helpful for people in advocating for themselves, because you don't know what
They don't want you to advocate for yourself.
Right.
Because that takes up time and their energy. They then have to explain to you why they want to do these things.
Sure. So I'm just blindly trusting that they have my best interest in mind. You know?
Yeah, and
with
that's
my
what
first
anybody would do. That's because they are supposed to have your best interest. But let me just say this to them. What I think now is that, yes, they have your best interest in mind, but your best interest is them doing everything perfectly in their way.
Or I think my best interest is delivering a live baby.
Right. Yeah. Just keeping it very basic.
Yeah.
In terms of best interest, not for what's the best for you pre and post nataling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just delivering a live baby is, so
which understood in the grand history of
Ultimately,
things.
yeah.
That obviously that's what we want. That's the goal we all want. However, in a typical pregnancy, Well, that's what everybody's aiming for, obviously. So what else can we do to make the whole experience more healthy for the mother and the baby? Okay, so
at, I don't know, 37 weeks, they start stripping my membranes. That's
right.
just like, and they're just like, okay, we're going to strip your membranes.
As though that's just what you do.
That's just what you do.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that there were other options.
Right.
Honestly.
Yeah, they say it in such a way that this is what's happening.
This is what
you're
we're
at 37
doing.
weeks. It's time to strip your membranes.
Right.
Oh.
And
Which
do some more cervical checks.
Basically means at the end of the day, kind of separating the birth sac, right, from the cervix.
Yeah. So in previous podcasts, I talk about how I just have this issue where my water breaks and then nothing happens.
Right. You don't go into labor.
But to me, it turns out.
Well, let's reiterate that really quick, though. Your water breaks. So for years, you have thought, for the past
something's wrong with
9
me,
years,
basically.
you've thought
my water breaks.
Your water breaks.
And nothing happens.
You don't go into labor. Therefore, you have to get Pitocin. Mm-hmm. And you have to go to the hospital and have a birth in this way because your water broke.
My water breaks.
We gotta get you into labor.
Yeah, your water breaks. Like your water breaks, and you could wait. Well, I did with my first. I waited quite a long time, not like days and days, which some people say, but it was like dramatic gushing too. So
also,
anyway,
you have your OB telling you need to come in.
If you don't come in, you're getting antibiotics.
Right.
Anyway. So whenever I first found out I was pregnant with her, I went to a midwife in the hospital setting and I was asking my questions and telling her about, well, I have this thing where my water breaks and I don't go into labor. And what can we do about that?
Let's strip your membranes immediately.
Well, she just said, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, which is what
3 months pregnant. No, it's time to strip your membranes.
Which is what made me seek out having a home birth. And I used to say, well, birth feels like emergent. It feels like an emergency, like it is a medical situation.
Right.
And now that I've experienced it at home, it's like the most natural process ever. I didn't even take part in the process. I don't feel like I just let my body do the process.
Right.
Anyway, so my midwife, we just decided not to do any cervical checks at all the entire pregnancy.
I mean, she did check heartbeats. She was checking where the baby is and all that. And I'm saying I'm saying it
wasn't neglectful.
Correct. I'm just reiterating that she was
caring for me very well.
Yes.
And I felt very safe under her care, and I could text her at any time. I could text her if I had a concern. I texted her in the middle of, well, it wasn't the middle of the night. It was...
You could have.
Yeah, but I could have.
Yeah.
And she would have been fine with it. She told me. Text anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime you
what
feel...
What OB's doing that?
None. Because my second child, I asked, are you going to be the one delivering my child? He's like, if I'm...
I mean, if I'm there,
yeah,
I think I have to go to
point?
I have a yacht appointment after my golf game, but maybe.
Well, anyway.
I think I'm having lunch at the country club that day. That's your due date? I don't know. I'm getting a new humidor in my home.
Well, I've heard that doctors around Christmas time, especially, C-section rates go way up because
they want to go home.
Be out. They don't want to be there.
They're home.
Ready to be done.
That's the assembly line that I'm talking about. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with those things. It's when the medical professionals prefer it over your well-being.
Right.
That's what I have issue with. I don't have issues with mothers who have to do what they have to do
that,
or want to or whatever. That's its own world and own discussion. What we're talking about are the doctors who decide, this is better for me. I like it, and I make more money.
This is just what we're doing. But
at the root of it is because it's more convenient for them.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the doctors, again.
Well, I don't really understand how doing a membrane sweep or stripping your membranes.
They don't have to wait around and coach you through a week and a half of extra
prodromal labor.
Yeah.
they're not coaching you anyway.
I know. Well, I'm just saying that I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway,
because
my
they're
midwife
going
just
on.
approached it with a very hands-off kind of thing. And when I went into labor and, my labor was very precipitous, they call it. It was a quick labor. It was only 2.5 hours of
It wasn't even
hard
raining.
labor. Is that not the right word then?
I think it is. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You have me questioning everything. I wasn't sure of her birthday today. I'm like, when was she born?
The 23rd?
26th.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a blur of a month.
I'm like, what day was that? I don't even know her birthday.
We'll get her birth certificate
I had to look it
up.
So anyway, my midwife finally did a check after I had been having contractions for like an hour or something. She's like, do you want to see? Sometimes I can kind of like make it go a little faster, just checking.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the first time. And then I was just like, sure, my water was going to break super early. My water didn't break until she was being born.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's because I did anything special, because I ended up being really lazy and not. She told me to take collagen, and a few people on here told me to take a high dose of vitamin C, and she and I talked about it, and we weren't sure if that's what we wanted to do. So anyway, I intended to be really good about taking a lot of collagen, and I just didn't do it that much. But in the end, it was just like, wait, I don't have an issue.
Yeah.
It's probably because of their interventions that I ended up on Pitocin and then had like these pretty horrible birth experience. I mean, not horrible, not traumatic, but hard.
Very hard.
Pitocin hurts.
Yeah.
Guess what? Natural labor, like you do get a break. I've like had always wondered what that felt like. And it was crazy to have my body like in intense pressure. And then I'm just like, back to myself, chit chat, whatever.
Right. That was so weird because you would just be like, you get to this point of like, you can't talk. And it's so like you could tell there was some pain or pressure or whatever like happening. And I'm just kind of watching. It's like.
But I just relaxed. If I can sum up anything I learned about birth while I was preparing for a home birth, it is just surrender. To the process. Just surrender. Do not hold any tension in your body at all. That's what I did.
It was so cool watching you.
I just like
you
relaxed.
You could see it from head to toe, like in your fingers. You just saw how when you would start to get a contraction, you just like let it go. Mm-hmm. And you had a 2.5 hour labor. Mm-hmm. Which and then kind of
crazy.
When she was ready to come, she was there.
I did not push. I did not push my baby out. I just surrendered. And then I could see my abdomen and you could see it.
That was crazy.
It was like vibrating. I mean, like it was not vibrating, but like shaking, doing its own like, like just birthing the baby out.
It's got its own rhythm.
And I just sat there and then like her head was born and my midwife was like, you can push if you want to. And I was like, I don't. So I just waited for the next contraction and her body just came out on its own.
It's so cool.
Crazy.
It's kind of like salvation. You just gotta surrender.
Just surrender.
And then you're reborn. It's like, whoa. Picture painted for us right here at birth.
It was really wild and amazing and so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I after it was done, I was just like, I am kind of mad.
Yeah.
I'm kind of mad at how my other births happened because they just are messing around so much. I mean, whenever I had my first son, I had Pitocin. I was on Pitocin. I don't know. It was like 12 hours before I finally was like, give me an epidural because I can't take it anymore because it's just going on and on and on. And I thought I was weak, like,
Right.
and well, first they're like, they offered me something to take the edge off. That's how they phrased it. And I didn't even know what it was. And I'm like, yeah.
Would you like to take the edge off? And
I know.
The doctor comes in with a whole like,
well,
coat
then
full
whatever
of
it
drugs.
was that I don't even know what I took. I don't even know. They just said, do you want something to take the edge off? It's not an epidural, but it'll take the edge off. I reacted horribly to it. I was like passing out, forgetting to breathe. It was horrible, remember?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everyone in the room was like freaking out.
No, I was not freaking out. I was like sitting next to you, holding your hand when you wanted me to, thinking, this is crazy. Is this what birth is like? This is nuts.
Well, and then they give me the epidural. And then they're like, baby's heart rate's dropping. And that's apparently so common.
Yeah.
That they're, and then that's like the next sign that they're going to rush you to have a C-section because things aren't going well.
Do they always, when they do an epidural, do they always do it towards the end of labor?
No. So my midwife, I was like telling her this whole story. She's like, you were probably in transition.
Which is the, like.
That's like the hard.
But
part.
when it comes, that's the moment, like that's when.
It's coming.
That's
it's
the pain
happening.
is almost over.
Just hang in there.
Yeah.
Because I had...
Listen to me. I'm like, come on. You can do it. I'm a man.
My first one, I had the epidural and he was born 30 minutes later.
Yeah.
Which is kind of frustrating.
Right.
But I don't know if it was just that I had so much tension and the epidural just like...
Well, you don't know. So you don't know.
I don't know.
Like when you're, especially a young mom that doesn't, and you have all the medical professionals telling you all these things... You don't know. You don't even know what transition is.
Well, I should have done more research. I mean, I did. No, but I read a book, but you don't really know.
But why isn't a doctor at the end of a labor coming in and saying, or somebody, you're actually almost there. Actually, if you were going to do an epidural, we should have done it a while ago. 8 or 9
centimeters.
Yeah, like
which I don't even think they're supposed to do it at that point.
Right? Why is it?
They don't know how long I'm going to be there. They don't really know. You could be in transition for several hours.
Yeah, but okay.
So, but I mean, you want to be like, you're almost there.
But there's nobody in there saying.
Well, that's what a doula is for. Or
no, I'm saying at a hospital. Most people don't have doulas. No, most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people don't have that. And what you have
that's something you have to have a foresight for to hire a doula. But we didn't even have money for a doula.
No.
At that point. We had no extra dollars.
No.
So None. Zip. Zero.
I was working at a newspaper writing corrections.
$12 an hour. Yeah. I mean,
I got the that throwback.
Yeah.
Good. To the beginning of
Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you.
That's funny, Jason.
Yeah.
It was good.
That was a good one. Yeah. No, it opened my eyes. That just watching the whole experience, and then just how the midwife worked, and how you were able to relax in a home setting, dim lights. I think part of the reason you were able to relax was that you're in a familiar setting. And nobody like coming in, checking me, especially random people. Especially after the birth. Because then, I mean, she was born late in the night, so like we obviously didn't just sleep all night or whatever, but like then it's just like us. Yeah. We were just there and it was quiet and peaceful. And the midwife comes in the morning and makes sure everything's still good. And like I see this process and I understand there's people who go through crazy experiences and we're happy to have the hospital and doctors in those experiences. But I can't imagine that the majority of what mothers are going through is required. Mm-hmm. For what we see, what we commonly see in the medical system, and I feel like it's really unfair that it's kind of like finances. We're not taught in America about good finances and how to like build wealth and different things like that and how to invest and how to budget. We're never taught those things. In the same way, I don't think women are taught this is what the actual birth experience can be like.
Right.
You're just thrown into the world, and
Yeah.
you just let the hospital take care of it. Your OB will take care of it.
Yeah.
And she's there at 36, 37 weeks stripping your membranes. Oh, your water broke.
We didn't even have a midwife in our hospital
And
setting.
you didn't go into labor.
When I had my first two boys.
No.
There wasn't
an option.
There was one in a neighboring town. But that hospital has kind of a reputation depending on who you ask.
Sure.
So,
yeah.
I just didn't go there.
Yeah.
But it was incredible. It was totally different and amazing. And I do wish that people were more educated, just like open to other possibilities. Because even through the end of my pregnancy, I told people I'm going to try for a home birth, but I'm holding loosely to that because I have this issue where my water breaks and nothing
because there's
happens.
something wrong with me.
And I think about like my mom. She had to be induced with hers. Had to be. Because her water breaks and nothing happens. And my aunt, her water breaks and nothing happens. So I thought like, well, it's just a family thing.
Right.
It's a family issue because it happened to my mom and my aunt. But what if they had, you know?
Right. We don't know. They might not have known. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Because we're not told things. We're just told to do things. We're just told what they are going to do.
Yeah.
Or they just do it. So I feel like, you know, to you, if it seems like this whole experience, it felt really redemptive to you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. It was amazing. And just even her baby, her infancy has been totally different because I've heard, sorry if I'm being a little
We'll blur
showy
it on
here.
YouTube if things are happening.
I've heard like with an epidural that blocks your body's ability to create oxytocin, which then affects your ability to bond with your baby.
Right.
And like that can just be like this whole issue. And I have bonded with my older son. We're great. But when he was an infant, I struggled a lot more with postpartum anxiety and depression and intrusive thoughts and just feeling like I shouldn't be a mom and just struggled through his infancy so much.
Hard.
And I think part of it too comes with age and just maturity.
Perspective helps.
Perspective.
But I mean, I would only push back there in that I do think there's definitely, you know, there's chemicals up there. There's things that's happening in your brain that it's not just maturity.
Yeah.
I think it's a part of it, but there's definitely stuff happening, hormones and stuff happening that isn't really controllable.
Right.
For a lot of people.
Right.
That is your bra.
Sorry.
I don't know if anybody cares, but that is your bra. I'm just letting you know.
Blur it. Thanks.
Okay.
I'll just drape that way.
Yeah.
Well, should we introduce our baby girl?
Yeah.
Oh, she's a little fussy because it's time to nurse. But
Yeah.
So somebody actually guessed in our Facebook group what we had already picked her name to be.
They did.
And we're only going to call her this one time in this episode.
Well, we'll do it in a video, right? I thought you were going to.
Yeah, in a video. But I'm saying usually we use our kids' middle names. So Oaks and Alder are our kids' middle names.
Yeah.
But we're going to tell you her first name. And we didn't go with 5 letters. We were trying so hard. I just couldn't decide on one. So anyway, her name is Elodie Olive. So,
that's not one name.
No.
That's it's not hyphenated or anything.
No. Well, I thought they would get that from the tree middle name. So in videos, she'll be going by Olive.
Yeah.
But,
Elodie, Elodie.
Yep. So that's it. If you guessed it.
Yeah,
wow.
Somebody did guess it, and I was like, wow.
I can't believe they guessed that
That's
because
crazy.
I've never even heard that name from anyone else.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, okay, it's time. Thank you for listening to the Really Very Crunchy podcast. And please, if you like babies, leave a review.
If you like babies.
All right, well, we'll see you next week and maybe with more corrections. Who knows?
Yep. All right. Have a good week. Oh, baby.
Let's get old
Bye.
together like a classic melody, like a wine aged perfectly, becoming history. Oh, let's get old together. 100 years or two, I'd still be in love.